The United States needs to give Syria a chance to succeed. Over the past 5 decades, Syria has been under the boot of a Ba'athist dictatorship. First under Hafez al-Assad, then under his son Bashar al-Assad. Hundreds of thousands of Syrians died as a result of their rule. After the long and brutal Syrian civil war, many felt that Assad had come out on top. Then at the end of 2024, something incredible happened. The rebels stormed through Syria facing almost no resistance. Bashar al-Assad literally fled the country and is now residing in Moscow. Syria has a new leader. The leading rebel group in the taking of the country was Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, or HTS. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it, HTS and many of its members have some pretty rough backgrounds, to put it mildly. Particularly their leader, who was previously widely known as Abu Muhammad al-Jalani, but is now fairly well known as Ahmed al-Sharaa. To give you an idea of how bad his background was, the United States actually had a $10 million bounty on his head. The bounty has since been lifted, but not really something you want on your resume. For the time being, he has been named the interim leader of Syria. Now, while he would very likely win an election if one were held, all indicators suggest that he is very popular in Syria, he has not been elected. But Ahmed al-Sharaa has very intentionally reformed how he presents himself. For example, at a recent speech, he listed his top priorities as leader of Syria. He said achieving civil peace and pursuing criminals from the previous regime, completing the unification of all Syrian territory, building strong state institutions based on competency and merit, and establishing the foundations of a strong economy. Now, all things considered, these are some pretty solid priorities. Aside from being pretty generic, those are what you would want the leader of a country that has been under the scourge of a dictatorship for the last 5 decades to prioritize. The question on everyone's mind is whether or not this rebrand is sincere. Is he just temporarily using this new image to consolidate power and then will show his true colors once the attention has died down? Now, I am of the opinion we should give him and Syria a chance. Now, from the perspective of the United States, what does that look like? For starters, the United States still has crippling sanctions on Syria. While Assad was still in power, you could make the case that they made sense. But now that Assad is out, lift the sanctions. Give Syria a chance to succeed economically. When the revolution took place, Trump said, "We're not involved in Syria, they got their own mess." Needless to say, not the way I would put it, but okay, if you believe that, lift the sanctions. Let the new government succeed or fail on its own merits. There also appear to be plans to withdraw all U.S. troops from Syria. The loudest opponents of this withdrawal will say that those troops have been protecting the Kurds. I am very sympathetic to that, and under Assad, I thought that was the strongest argument for keeping those troops there. There is a new government now. Give them a chance to show that they can protect their minority groups, such as the Kurds. Why I'm not naive about this new leadership. For example, I am very concerned that Ahmed al-Sharaa said that he believes it could take up to 5 years to organize elections. There are definitely some concerning signs, but there are also many positive ones. I think we need to be vigilant and be ready to change course like that. There is potential here for a new chapter in Syria, and the least we can do is give it a chance.